Alright, YouTubers, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today I thought we would take a look at the American Premium T28 Super Heavy Tank. The T28 Super Heavy Tank was an American heavily armored breakthrough tank / self-propelled gun designed for the United States Army during World War II. It was originally designed to break through heavily fortified German defenses, such as the Siegfried Line, and was later considered as a possible participant in the planned invasion of the Japanese mainland. Years before the invasion of Normandy, Allied planners were worrying about the heavily defended fortification lines, such as the Siegfried Line, blocking the path from France to Germany. One of the proposed methods to deal with them was to develop an extremely heavily armored vehicle capable of destroying any fortification it came across and resist any German counterfire. Britain and America both worked on developing these types of vehicles. The British came up with the Tortoise, and the American solution was a vehicle that would be called the T28 Heavy Tank. Work began on the project in September 1943, and the Ordnance Department requested the construction of 25 vehicles. A conference between the Ordnance Department and the Army Ground Forces in March 1944 resulted in an agreement to build 5 such vehicles. Initially, the vehicle was to be named the Heavy Tank T95 when construction was authorized in 1944. But since the design did not fit into the usual categories of a tank, as it did not have its main armament in a rotating turret, the Ordnance Department requested a name change to the 105 Gun Motor Carriage T95, and the name change became official in March 1945. The Pacific Car and Foundry Company was contracted to produce the design, with the production starting in March 1945. The completed tank design was finished by August 1945. By this time, the war had already ended in Europe. The T-28 had a casement-style hull instead of a conventional turret, giving it a comparatively low profile. The armor was very thick compared to other tanks of the time, up to 12 inches, or 305 millimeters on the front. This was considered heavy enough to provide protection from the German 88 millimeter gun used as tank guns and anti-tank guns. The lower front hull had 5 1/4 inches or 130 millimeters of armor, and the sides had 2 1/2 inches or 64 millimeters of armor. The suspension system and lower hull were covered with 4-inch thick steel skirts or 100 millimeters thick. The base of the T-28's mechanical superstructure was taken from a T-23. The vehicle's electric drive was a carryover from the M6 and the T-23 tank, with the same engine as the M26 Pershing. The engine was a gasoline-powered Ford GAF V8 delivering 500 horsepower at 2600 RPMs through the Torque-Matic transmission, which left the vehicle underpowered. Therefore, it was geared down, which only allowed a top speed of about 8 miles per hour or 13 kilometers per hour. The T-28/T95 was designed for attacking the heavily fortified German defenses. Its main armament was a 105 millimeter T5E1 gun mounted in a ball-shaped gun mantlet. The 105 millimeter T5E1 gun was selected because it was known to have very good performance against concrete and was expected to be extremely effective at reducing heavy fortifications. Its traverse was limited to 10 degrees right and 11 degrees left, with an elevation from positive 19.5 to negative 5. The only other armament was a 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun on a ring mount above the commander's hatch for anti-aircraft use. The main gun, 65 calibers long, had a muzzle velocity of 3,700 feet per second, or 1,130 meters per second, with a range up to 12 miles, or 19 kilometers. Its total weight, when fully equipped, would have reached 95 short tons, or 86 tons. To lower ground pressure, it used 4 sets of 12.9-inch wide tracks instead of 2 that projected forward of the hull. The outermost tracks could be detached for easier transport. After removal, they could be fixed together to make a unit that could be towed behind the tank. Due to its extreme weight and low engine power, the T-28 had extremely limited obstacle crossing ability and could not cross any of the portable bridges available at the time, and so it was considered impractical in the field and not suitable for production. The first T-28 prototypes appeared in the Aberdeen Proving Grounds on December 21, 1945, with the second arriving in January 1946. These 2 prototype tanks went through evaluations at Aberdeen and Yuma Proving Grounds, mostly for engineering tests to check the durability of the components used. The second T-28 was heavily damaged by an engine fire during its trials at Yuma Proving Ground and was broken up and sold for scrap. After the remaining vehicle passed trials, and with the war in Europe being over, the designers decided to have the T-28/T-95 tanks fight on the Japanese mainland later in the war. The Soviet invasion of Manchuria and the atom bomb dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima ended the Pacific conflict with Japan before the tank was able to be transported overseas. Due to its extremely heavy armor and armament, the 105mm gun motor carriage T-95 did not fit with the current evolution of self-propelled guns in the U.S. Army inventory, which were lightly armored. So it was renamed again as the Super Heavy Tank T-28 in June 1946. The T-28 never went into production due to its obsolete design, expensive maintenance cost, and heavy weight. The War Department decided to stop development of vehicles with that sort of weight, and the T-28 program terminated in October 1947. By that point, the T-29 and T-30 turreted heavy tank designs had been built. The T-29 mounted the same gun as the T-28 in a conventional rotating turret. Records on the sole remaining T-28 prototype ended afterwards, and many assumed that the vehicle was destroyed or scrapped. In 1974, it was found in the fields behind Fort Belvoir, Virginia. To this day, no one is certain how the T-28 tank ended up abandoned behind Fort Belvoir, but it was eventually rescued and moved to Fort Knox, Kentucky, where it was restored and displayed in the Patton Museum of Cavalry and Armor. Today, it has a new resting place in the National Armor and Cavalry Museum at Fort Benning, Georgia. In the game of War Thunder, the T-28 Super Heavy Tank is represented by 2 different vehicles, but they are in fact the exact same design. The researchable 105mm gun motor carriage T-95 in the regular tech tree is in fact a T-28 Super Heavy Tank with the additional tracks attached, giving the vehicle more side armor, thus increasing its battle rating to 7.0. The premium Super Heavy Tank T-28 is the T-28 in its transport configuration, with the outermost tracks removed, reducing its side armor protection and lowering its BR to 6.3. Now in War Thunder Arcade, the T28 Super Heavy Tank is a rank 4 tank destroyer with a battle rating of 6.3. It has a 1,193 horsepower engine propelling the 59.4 ton vehicle to a top speed of 8.6 miles per hour. It comes equipped with the 105mm T5E1 cannon. The recommended ammo load for this vehicle is not listed. Now I have it assigned to an expert crew with a crew level of 150, which gives me a reload of 16.3 seconds. With a premium account, it has an XP reward of 552% and a silver line reward of 300%. So what do I think of this premium version of the T28 here in War Thunder? Well, I think its front armor is fabulous with one exception, and that would be the cupolas, which are a weak spot. If you get repeatedly hit in the cupolas, they will eventually take out all your crew. The gun is fantastic. It can take out anything at this battle rating, but I really cannot recommend this vehicle because of its mobility or lack of mobility. Its top speed of 8 miles per hour means it takes you forever to get anywhere on the battlefield. Now, I'm not saying that the tank is not good. It's good for exactly what it was built and designed for, as a breakthrough tank. But its usefulness is situational. You need to keep the enemies in front of you. If they have the ability and the willingness to flank you, you will die. If you can get this vehicle into a position where it's difficult or impossible to flank you, you can pretty much fight with little or no fear. But those situations are few and far between, and once you've destroyed all the enemies in your sector, moving to a new sector is quite arduous with that very slow top speed of 8 miles per hour. Now in this gameplay that I'm getting ready to show you, I had a good field of fire from an elevated position, and the enemy did not have the ability to flank me. All the planets aligned correctly, and I had a good game. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Alright, looks like we picked up Ardennes. We are on the village that's way off to the right from the usual fighting area, and we're on the northern side of the map. So, yeah, I'm not very familiar with what I should be doing here. Alright, we'll see how it goes. Alright, you get to your top speed like right away, but that's it. As fast as you go, 8 miles per hour. We're just gonna trudge straight ahead, I guess. Watching the enemies pop up on the mini-map. Looks like most of them are coming to the right hand side of the mini-map, so I'm going to head over there. If they get out in that open field, I might be able to engage them. Hey. I found them. There's one. Keep an eye out and make sure nobody can shoot me in the side. Let's see this guy here. I hit him, but I didn't kill him. Bounced the shot there. They try to hit me in the cupola. It did a little damage, but not much. Let's see, right about. Try right there. Right, it's 2 down. Trying not to turn my side completely. That's one. He's gone. We're worried about that guy over there. C-152. Still reloading. Oh man. Okay. They're going for an air attack. Backwards is slow, so I'm just going to pull forward. Alright, C-152 again. Got him that time. Can I get this guy between the house? Come on. How about that guy? Ah, missed it. Tiger 2. There you go. You're welcome, AMX. Oh, can I get him? There we go. Waffenträger. Watch out for him. Gun him with a big cow. Alright, I heard bombs, so pull him forward. Let's see. Turret cheek. There you go. Who's gonna pop out next? There's an IS-1. Don't have a shot yet. What is this? PT-76. It was. Okay. Somebody else over here. Oh, that was so good. Lucky, lucky. The muzzle velocity on this gun makes it fairly easy to engage moving targets. Oh, they're taking the A point back. Like this position, but at some point, you run out of targets. Can I get that guy? No, it was worth a shot. Oh, dang it! Let's reload. Let's see. go. I'm running out of targets. So my team is pushed up beyond the cap. Hesitant about coming up in here. Worried about getting flanked, but I want to get more stuff to shoot at. I think I'm gonna have to move up. There we go. Jumbo Sherman. Coming this way because I don't want to be flanked. SU-152 right here. Oh, dang, I totally messed that shot up. Spraying with the 50 cal. M4. It was an M4. Here's the 152 again. They're hitting me with Artie. Please stay out there. Please, please, please stay out. Okay, he went back. Long reload. Stay back here beside this house as much as possible. Okay, he's back up. There we go. Got another vehicle right up here. What is that? Reload, reload, reload. Dang it. Oh, he's moved behind the house. Don't want to show him my side. Oh, he's moving, he's moving. There we go. Alright, we got somebody down to the left on this road. Oh, that's no good. I'm showing my side. Okay. Let's see. Right there. Can I get a shot on him? Can I get a shot on him? Be careful not to show him my side. And somebody kill him. You know what? I think it's pretty much done. That's it. Stick a fork in it. It's done. That worked out pretty well. Now usually you wouldn't want to sit up on top of a hill like I was doing early in the match, but I was in the T28. I really wasn't worried about it all that much. Adamant, Avenger, One Shot, Shadow Strike Streak, Tank Rescuer, Professional, Survivor, Heavy Metal Hero. My results: first place in the team, 115,000 silver lines. That's my premium bonus. 15 ground targets destroyed, 90% battle activity, 96%. So, yeah, we did all right in that match. Completed a battle task. Go ahead and get the reward. So, yeah, the T28 Super Heavy Tank. This game was well above average for me in this vehicle, so don't let this particular gameplay be the deciding factor on whether you want to purchase this vehicle or not. It's not an average game for me in this vehicle. It is so slow. I really cannot recommend this vehicle. If you want to experience this type of vehicle, grind out the T95 in the regular tech tree. If you already have the T28, leave a comment down below and let people know what you think about it. The more information they have, the better decisions they can make. If you haven't already entered my Pick Your Own Premium giveaway, look for that video and be sure to enter. I'm going to give it to somebody, might as well be you. If you've liked this video on the T28 Super Heavy Tank, hit that like button. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. But as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Nerd out.